Alright, so I know I already did a game jam video. My last upload was a game jam video. But after I saw the theme of this game jam, I just couldn't resist. Like, it's a secret Santa jam. Like, the whole premise of this jam is that you're the Santa and everyone else is the Santa, and we all just kind of swap around gifts based on what people like. Okay, it's a little more complicated than that, but like, I'll explain it in a little bit. So I had to join it right as soon as I saw this theme. I mean, I didn't really know the theme, technically, but I knew that it was going to be fun, so I joined the server. Okay, so now that you know what the jam is about, let's jump into it. Okay, welcome to the Discord server. At this time, we were still waiting for the jam to start. It was like a pre-party or whatever in the voice chat. And I think there were over like 100, maybe 200 people in that. Anyways, biggest voice call I've ever been. There were so many people and it was pure chaos. We're all super excited for what was to come. Anyways, the time had finally came and then this happened.
Confused. How do I see my message? I'm doing exclamation read and nothing's coming up.
Uh-oh. That's a problem.
I didn't see anything.
Didn't get anything either.
Yeah, me either. I didn't get anything.
Alright.
I
Right.
think we should put all the names of the server in a hat and just like read them off one by one.
Alright, I'm gonna do some...
Questions.
I'm gonna... do you guys... the first name I'm given to a game will be the name of the game.
Goldstein.
Dear Santa, please stop spamming messages. SantaBot is trying his best.
Assigning the gifties, that process has gone well. So I hope that we won't have to reassign them or something. That would suck the most. You know, like, oh, I got this cool letter and now it's like, oh, I need to make a game for someone else. But yeah, thank you for all your excitement. I'm glad you're all here with like 100 people in the voice channel. Yes.
We didn't get our messages, like, what is this? Like, we didn't get a message by this Discord bot that was supposed to message us, our gifties. Nope.
So basically, here's our letter that we got. It describes the person and will help me decide what to make their game about. And it seems like they like puzzle games and comedy kind of games after doing some research. So I think I might go for a slightly Portal-inspired, sarcastic sort of game. And it's gonna be a puzzle game too. And you're gonna think outside the box for this one. I'll explain what I mean by that in a second.
From this point onward, there will be spoilers, so if you want to play the game before I spoil it all, check the description. It's gonna have the game, you can play it.
So basically, what is my idea for this unique puzzle game? Well, unlike last time where it was kinda a little bit generic, today we're going to be making a puzzle game that makes you think outside the box. Now you may wonder, what is that? I quite literally mean you're gonna think outside the box, maybe outside the browser window or whatever it is. Yes, it's gonna be another browser game due to accessibility, because browser stuff runs on every single device I can think of, even your smart fridge if you wanted to, so like, why not?
Anyways, now that I've taken on the task of doing something so meta and seemingly impossible in such a short time, like I had a month, it was time to brainstorm. I came up with many ideas and tried so hard of things to think of ways to add them because security had to come in the way. But there was no way for some of them. On top of this, some effects would be ruined, like if I wanted to do something that involved your camera, but you had to figure it out, it would be ruined if itch.io was like, itch.io wants access to your camera. And I'd be like, no, that'd be a big no-no. And I just don't want that, so I could either ask them to give access to every permission that I need right from the start, which kind of sus. Don't want that, but if I have to, it's a have to. Anyways, so after about 2 days, I came up with our first challenge. We are going to make the user disable their Wi-Fi or enable airplane mode or something, because this is a smart door right here. It may say smart door, but it's pretty stupid. Just like many other stupid doors in game history, it'll open as soon as it loses Wi-Fi. Yeah, smart door. Anyways, how do we do this? We're gonna have to physically check if the Wi-Fi is enabled, and it's not really a thing I figured out how to do yet in JavaScript. Anyways, went over to the Moz docs, read up on it for a long time, and we can use navigator.online for this purpose. So what does navigator.online do? It returns a boolean. True means you're online, false, you're offline. Simple enough, or so I thought. We'll see more of that later because I didn't notice it yet. Anyways, after reading this Moz doc, kind of stole a little bit of chunk of code and we'll chuck it in our project. And yeah, our code, even though it's tiny bit of code. Anyways, now what we need to do is make a good tile map system. Luckily for me, I can just yoink my tile map system from my last game jam and throw it into my project now, and boom, good tile map system because I actually spent time on it and it's good. Anyways, now add a door, add some animated tile support, and here's basically the level design for level 1 at least. This is only level 1, more mock-up prototype thing, but as you can see we have a door here, button here, because we don't want to check navigator.online every time I guess or something. So yeah, it's a pretty nice door if I do say so myself, but yeah, this is just level 1. I don't think a game with 1 level is really considered a game, not even a demo. So we need more than 1 level, so I spent the rest of my time, or a little bit more time, rubbing my and it was not long before I came up with more ideas. So I then had to try come up with how to convert this into web stuff, like, will this stuff even work? I came up with a bunch of ideas, but doesn't mean they will work within the bounds of web security. So yeah, I had to come up with a bunch of smart things, figuring it out. And then I summoned the Council of Kevins and spoke to them all. So, yeah, what do you say, Kevin? What are we going to do about this? Just do it. No, that's really what I need to do, but it's not very helpful. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't have any more advice.
Okay, well then, in that case. So after speaking with them, I came up with resizing the browser window, physically just resizing it. Inputting the system time into there, speaking physically, like saying some physical key like open sesame and then door opens, and moving the window. Simple enough, should be fine. There's a few more I had, but they're not that important because I already had a lot in my hands. Warning, nerd stuff ahead, so keep your eyes closed or something if you think that's too much for you. I'll warn you again when the nerd stuff is done or something. Alrighty, so the code here is the condition that tells the door to open. It's in a nice little JSON. It's not the best, it's not the worst, it's far from the worst. It's nice and expandable, that's why I like it. Now let's see what it does. Ah yes, when I turn my Wi-Fi off, the door opens. Nicely done. Anyways, well, the problem is, so sometimes navigator.online is not reliable. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't, and sometimes says you're online when you're not. It makes no sense. Why? I don't know. But that meant I had to do something on my own. Something that would work. So I had to make my own little online detector thingy. How would I do that? Well, I'm going to make this little code that requests a image. Now, of course, the problem here is that if I request the same image over and over, it's gonna look in cache and be like, yeah, we already got the image. Yeah, here's the image. It's all good. That's not good. We need to check if the image is not null, and then if it's not, then success. We're online. If it is null, we're offline. But like I said, cache problem. If we're offline, it'll probably just check the cache, pull it from cache, and have the image say, yeah, we're online. Problem. So anyways, if we add this little question mark, v equals, and then a random number, it is most likely not gonna choose the same number, so it can't look in cache, because it's looking for a different version. It's gonna pull a new image, it's gonna pull in the same image every single time instead of looking in cache. And if for whatever reason the v equals the same number for one frame, well then they have to wait one frame longer. And no, I'm not doing this every frame. Technically they have to wait like 3 seconds longer for the thing to actually open. But that's good, that's fine. Not really that bad of a problem. So that's how this whole system works to check if they're online. And let's see if it works, because it should in theory, but like, a lot of time with things that should work in theory, don't work at all. So like, let's look. Turning our Wi-Fi off, it seems that it opens. Yes! Success! Finally, this is solid. It will work every single time. I've tried it multiple times. Okay, patch done. Wi-Fi door breaks when it's supposed to break. And it's working swimmingly. Now, everything else, because like I said, one level's not really a game or anything really. I have to ask my giftee some questions because I want to make sure that I get this all right and stuff. So yeah, here's questions I asked. There you go. You can read them if you want. And also I did make sure to ask if he's okay with me sharing this in a devlog video, and he said yes. That's pretty cool of him. Thank you. So after questions with my giftee, and speaking a little to my Santa, which, yeah, I had a Santa. They were gonna gift me something cool. Hopefully, my letter's here if you want to read it real quick. Alrighty, moving window time. We need to detect it. How we detect it? Well, with this little chunk of code here. This thing gets the X position of the window, and this is the Y position. In pixels, by the way, so move it. All you want to check is if there's a change. And it should work. Yes! When I move this thing, it opens. That's good. We can go through, do our thing. And yes, the level looks exactly the same as the first one. They're kind of going to be staying like this for a bit. Okay, so now we need to check if we can resize it, and it'll detect it. Same sort of thing as the moving thing. Same sort of thing as the moving thing. We just need to get the start size and check if it resizes. This time is really getting close, and I need to make a bunch of hints for these, and maybe voice them if I can, because. And figure out how to turn them into funny jokes and stuff. Like, how do I do this in like the time I have left? I have a week left. Oh boy, this is gonna be a lot of work. Let's do it. Alright, so we did that all. It's good. Now the game's mostly done, and I just want to get feedback from others, so I'm going to post it in the server here and see what people think and make a few tweaks based on that. Alright, so we got a little bit of feedback. We can implement that now. So, yeah. Alright, features implemented. There were small little tweaks, but yeah, like putting a background where the dialogue was because it was a little unreadable. Okay, so the jam's pretty much ended now, and everyone's maybe finalizing everything, turning things in, last minute stuff. So, it's pretty cool. I was told about this dude who looks at games, indie developers. So I handed my game to him, and because I might as well try. I get some feedback and stuff, even if it's done, just generally good to know. He wasn't much of a reading person, but other than that, he liked it. Now, at this time, the voice lines were still not fully added. Thanks to Mental Blocks, this person here, we were able to get a voice actors. Okay, voice lines, there we go, complete. It's after the jam. Yeah, it's actually very much after the jam, probably like 5 months after the jam at least.
And you know whose fault that was? It's this dude's fault. Blame him. He took 5 months. He was procrastinating all that time. Could have got it done.
Yeah, I took this long to add voice lines. Well, I had voice lines in a little bit before this, quite a bit before this, but they were kind of finicky and got a little bit lazy and clumped them all together in one recording, or at least per level, and then if you skipped one, it skipped them all. I fixed that all now. It's good. So yeah, I think that's it for this game for now. I did have other ideas, but they never really got added due to time and other limitations. So if I ever revisit them, I could look back on this video and add them.
Stop. Stop right there. Alright, so he forgot to mention one thing. Right after the jam, my gifty gave mine a little bit late, which was allowed, though technically it doesn't count for a jam submission or whatever. I don't know fully how it worked because I wasn't one of them. But I still got my gift. It was just a little bit late. I got it sometime in January, and here it is. It's pretty cool. I asked for a sort of survival game, and I liked Subnautica and stuff, and here's what he came up with in a month. So I think that's pretty good. Round of applause to him. And
Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.